on the computer, you can't be making no transactions. A lot of, and if anything, you can maybe get a debit card where you know how much is in there, or like a prepaid card or
gift card or something.
Net spend, whatever. They got all these different things where you're not connected to it. Once you make the transaction, it's done. You use a regular credit card, man, they can tap into that shit, man.
It's online.
It's online, man. Right. There's ways to get through that, man. That technology, man.
If I may say this too, now that this is all going into the chip. Now there's a movie called Parallel, and what it was is these people go into this building and they'll go to the future, you know, and all that stuff. They went to different. It's the same people in the same world, but they go into supposedly different worlds, different time periods. Now, when they go into the future, what they're doing is they're looking for electronics, right? Because in the world they came from, the EMP happened, and all the electronics were fried. So when they went into this one particular store to get the electronics, he went to go pay with a credit card. And they said, what am I supposed to do with this? So he didn't know what to do. So eventually what he did, he waved his hand over the thing to pay, and they read his chip, you know, and it said, okay, this, you are so-and-so, you live in this place, you are so, you know, you do this type of work, you know, and they took the money off of there. Because that's what they plan on doing. They want to get that chip into everybody, so you actually become the credit card.
You can't lose yourself.
Pretty much.
I want that shit in the body.
Well, that's good you said that, brother. That only makes sense. What he just said makes sense. Who wants something foreign in their body?
Right there, that's some robot shit right there.
Exactly. But guess what? They're gonna make it happen, man. They're gonna do away with the money, the paper money. Now when you go to certain places and you give them money, you know, like I brought a computer for my woman, right? Or Best Buys or whatever, and I think it was like it was just a towel, and I think at that time it was like $350. And normally they used to get in the card. I pulled out, I had the cash, so I pulled out, and the guy looked at me. He had to call the manager. We don't got that type of money to give you, you know, we got to open this. They had to call the manager and the other guy. Right, and eventually they got the money, man. What are you going to say? No, we ain't going to accept the money? But there's going to be a time where they're not going to accept no money.
They got the chip in the card now. For the swipe, they got the chip in the card now.
Thank you.
They just shoot it to everybody.
Yeah, right. I was about to say
that's
that.
What they're doing. The chip is in the card, man.
Right.
Even your keys. You got keys, right? You got certain keys. Your key, but your thing got a chip in it, man. If you go to Ford, there you go. There you go.
Right. Yeah.
This got a chip.
Mine don't got it.
That got a chip. That got a chip. Okay. Exactly. They're all.
It's like shit. It's that money and shit. That's motherfuckers gonna come out the gun.
Hey man, that's why they made it so easy.
Well, that's when all hell is gonna break loose, man. Like you got these guys right here in the military, they're gonna get the chip and they're gonna accept it. You know why? Because their commanding officer is gonna say, "I command you to get this." See, when you go in the military, the stupidest shit to do is to join the goddamn military, man. You know when you join the military and you sign that contract, all right? It's a 7-year contract. What are you when you join the military? You're a GI, government issued, which means you're a slave for 7 years.
Right.
You're an actual slave for 7 years. That's why you can't say, I want a hamburger today instead of X, you know? That's why they can tell you when to go to sleep, when to get up, how many push-ups you got to do, how much feet, huh?
My friend, he's out in California, right? And he usually they shift be like sometimes it'll be like 4 hours. But when they go out to sea, it's 12 hours mandatory. They still get the same pay. They don't even get more, you know.
No, but you know what? He shouldn't complain about it. He signed a contract. He signed a contract.
I'm not gonna lie, other time. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, so I understand how that goes.
Okay, but you got other brothers here. I'm not gonna point them out. You have other brothers on this side that was in the military. You know? I mean, when you come out, you get certain little benefits here and there.
To me, if I go to the military, and my cousins around, my family, military style, baby. You know, if I go there, I'm going in to fucking train. I'm going there to learn shit for me.
Right. But the thing is, your time is going to be for them for 7 years. Now after the 7 years, you can re-sign, re-enlist, or you can get out with an honorable discharge, right? And then if you smart and you got some skills, then you use those skills. So it could help in the long run. But I'm just saying this: you join the military, Marines, Army, you're part of their system, right?
Right. That's right.
Now this, what's that?
They do.
But let me say this now: when you get in that military, like I said, they're gonna give everybody the chip, and they're gonna accept it because they're slaves. You have your drill sergeant is your master.
You probably wouldn't even know you getting the chip.
Well, in the scriptures, you have to consciously know that it's happening, man.
All right.
You got to constantly take it, all right? Because there's a law of ignorance, all right? Now, well, they'll threaten to kill you. They'll threaten to cut you off. You'll be cut off. Right. Meaning, if you can't buy nothing, you ain't got no money because they don't deal with money. You got a credit card. They don't deal with credit cards. The only way you can do a transaction is with that chip. If you don't got the chip, guess what? You can't eat. You can't go nowhere. So you're going to have to live a hard life.
They gonna have your mother give you a chip.
Oh yeah.
And babies.
Right.
Your mama's gonna give you a chip.
But you know what? That already happened.
You're not gonna be able to go to school if you don't have a chip.
Remember Katrina?
Yeah.
They took the military went in there and they took the babies from their mothers, and they said we're gonna check on your babies, and if they said no, that's not baby, look, we'll take the baby anyway and arrest your ass.
Right.
So they had no choice but to give the babies up.
Right.
When the babies was given back, they didn't tell them there was chips in the babies. There was chips in the goddamn babies. And one of the guys in the military saw what went down, and he knew about the scriptures, and he told this other guy, man. I was a Forerunner 777. He told him about it, man. And so you're right. Your mother can sell you over to the beast. But I'm talking now. This is what I'm talking about. When you're a conscious man, ain't nobody can stick a chip in you. Right. You have to make that conscious decision. If you make that conscious decision, that's your ass. Go to that, man.
This is the book of Revelation 13, chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Go ahead.
And that no man.
Now you know Nate and Johan is talking about an embargo, and it's talking about nations. A nation doesn't have a hand or a forehead. Okay, go ahead, Art.
And that no man might buy or sell.
Did you hear what that said? No man might buy or sell. What verse you in?
17.
Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And we know who the beast is. The beast represent NATO and the EU. Because they have a military, they go hand in hand with the UN. I remember we was out here speaking. It was in 1990, I believe it was the summer of 1999 at the UN. While we were speaking, I think it was happening as we were speaking because it was like a whole week thing. And they were celebrating 50 years of NATO. Was it 50 years of 50 years of NATO? And from 1949 to 1999. So they're showing you that the UN is down with the beast, with NATO, with the EU. And they're all European nations, right?
It's broken up into three parts. Now you have the military, financial, and spiritual.
Yeah, the military comes out. You have a thing called city-states. You have mainly three. You had many city-states back in Greece, and you had your regional kings like King Leonidas. You had another king down the road. You had another king over here. You might have had 100 kings, but you were a king over your region, man, which is like a governor today or a mayor today. A mayor is a king. You call a mayor, you call a governor. Right. A mayor is a king, man. Okay?
People have their own territorial government.
That's right, a territorial, man. All right? But now you have 3 city-states. One in London, all right? Financial. You got one in the Vatican. Right, the city of London, right? You have in England, and you have London, right? That's where all the finances of the whole world. They dictate what's what around the world. Exactly. You got the spiritual, which is Vatican City, all right? And then you got Washington, which is the military. That's why you have a thing called a Pentagon, all right?
They don't use the American law.
Oh, no, they got their own law. They're above us. They're above us, man.
They use the Roman law.
Because it's wrong. It's wrong all over again. Thank you.
They are represented by the Opus.
That's right. That's right. Your lex meaning law. In Latin. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that have understand count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Now, the first Apple computer that was made, it doesn't look like it does to now. Like to now, the first one that was made, I believe they made 200 of them, and this was back in had to be back in the 70s, man. When your first prototype of a PC personal computer, right? Do you know how much they were selling that computer? $666. Thank you. Say it again, brother. $666.66. And that was on the news because a woman had, she sold it at a.
Sold it $200.
Right, but they spoke about it, and the company that purchased it, they said we want to find the person that sold it so we can give them half. They didn't know it was worth that much, so we can give them half the money. So they were talking about the first Apple computer, and they said, interesting enough, did you know that the first Apple computer, the price was $666.66? Out of all the numbers that you can use, why would you use all them sixes, man? Because they knew about the mark of the beast system. That's why it said in his number is 666. All right? Which is the number of the devil. All right?
The binary code?
Binary code is based on the 666. You have a computer, you have a giant computer in Brussels, Belgium called the Beast. All right? Yeah. It's not the Beast, but it's called the Beast. They know, they all know. See, when these elite, when they do things, don't you know they read the Bible? They read the Bible more than you. They read the Bible more than me, because you know why? The children of this world are wiser than the children of light. We're the children of light. They know more stuff than we know, man. They check out they got guys they pay to 24/7, man. Breaking things out. They'll go to work. They'll go. They say, I want to go to Jerusalem. I'm gonna dig this up. I'm gonna dig that up. So they not only do they read it, but they don't have to go by faith. What they do is they read the book. They go out, search it out, and they confirm that this is correct. We going by faith. You got it up?
It says, this is the Daily Mail. It says, no longer devilishly cheap. The first Apple computer that went on sale for $666 is now expected to fetch 250 pounds at auction. Wow. It says the Apple I, the first ready-made PC to ever come on the market, was created by Jobs and fellow founder Steve Wozniak in 1976.
And they're so-called Jews, by the way. That's right. Because the spiritual demon Satan is dealing with so-called Jews. The spiritual demon Satan is not just dealing with any Edomite, any white man. He's dealing with the so-called Jew. That's the conduit, man, of this spiritual demon Satan. He's working through this so-called Jew. The Rothschilds, huh?
They're still here.
Of course it's still the Rothschilds, but the Rothschilds, the head family of the earth, is over there in England, man. You know?
It says
Go ahead,
in 1976, the pair built 200 units in Jobs' parents' garage in California, selling them for $666.66 each. So that was five sixes.
So they knew the system. And the number of a man and his number is 666. So they know that, man. Anything that you have, give me your pocket. I remember when this first came out. UPC code. And you have the 2 bars over here, 2 over here, and 2 in the middle. Those numbers are usually, there's no number on the bottom of it. They represent 6, 6, and 6. Yep. So when you scan it, you're going to hit 1 6, 2nd 6, 3rd 6. We just read it out the scriptures. All right? And his number is 600, 306. All right? And the ultimate thing they're going to plan on doing, like I said, it's a chip you